and I hope your week has started off well. So today I wanted to focus a little bit on social media. I haven't done that in a while for different reasons, because it has been plenty and an extra on top going on. So I want to start off with a blog post that I'm working on, and it's nearly finished, nearly getting there. And it's based on a question that somebody in my digital nomad community asked. So the question goes something like this: is it boasting or showing off when you post your personal picture or video on social media and online? So I want to hear your thoughts, what you think about yourself in terms of posting your pictures, for instance, on Instagram or Facebook. So when I mean by posting your pictures, it's your personal picture. How you feel about that personally. Okay, so I'm going to share some views, and these views are based on the digital world and where we are currently in society, and also based on a few articles that I've been reading. But as you know, as we're getting to know each other, or if you've already seen most of my videos, most of what I record is impromptu and motivated by my gut intuition. I don't go bulletin points exactly. It's just intuitive and what I'm thinking about. So hello there, my name is Chiko. I'm connecting from the UK. If we're connecting for the very first time, thank you for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button. So on my own personal beliefs, I'll tell you a little bit about me. When I was younger, I would say up to like my 20s, 30s, I preferred being behind the scenes. I did not like being in front of the camera. I would have preferred, and I did prefer, taking pictures of buildings whenever I traveled. I took pictures of me with friends or around my environment, but I wasn't too eager about sharing them to random folks on social media. And this was before I stepped into becoming an entrepreneur, a business coach, now a creative entrepreneur. Back then, I didn't really understand anything about social media, what it entailed in terms of personal branding. And aside from that, as well, I was focused on like a full-time career, and then slowly, progressively became introduced into, flash forward to when I left my 9-to-5 career. There were certain challenges that I wanted to overcome. And part of those challenges were how I was critical of myself in terms of what I looked like and what I sounded like when I played back videos, or when I looked at myself on on the camera, whether it be in picture format or video format. So if this resonates with you, let me know. Drop a comment below. When I was younger, all you would see me is like video recording family members, taking lots of photographs, and I was very critical of all the photographs that I looked at myself, basically. So what changed and what made me start to post pictures on social media? And I would say that part of it was overcoming my self-limiting beliefs in how I felt about myself. This is why I now talk about self-love, and why I talk about mindset-related matters and lifestyle as well. I was self-critical of myself in terms of how I looked like, how I sounded like, and most of it was brought internally from external factors of how I thought people would perceive me. Nobody was exactly coming to me saying, oh, you look horrible, or you sound horrible, but it was just this ideas that I had in my mind. And aside from external factors, it was also what I thought about myself as well. So I decided to challenge myself. And what motivated me more was that I became more connected to my life vision and my purpose. So my life vision and my purpose became grander than how I thought about myself, including how I sounded like. My mission, and I've spoken about this in other videos, is to be able to help young girls in Malawi, not necessarily in terms of money, but empowering them to overcome their self-limiting beliefs, and also to enhance the entrepreneurship skills. And I believe that I've also got tons and tons to learn from them as well. And I've been doing that behind the scenes in terms of slowly building up to fulfilling my life vision. This is what motivates me beyond everything else, to step in front of the camera, to speak with you, to connect with you. and also to take pictures. So the best thing that I read today, or you might have already heard, it just clicked in my mind. I was saying to myself, pictures speak a million words, but I believe the correct terminology is pictures speak 1,000 words. So a lot of people now are visually, more than ever, visually inclined to connect with people. I was going through a lot of Instagram pictures today because I do spend part of my days engaging online, and I was going through I'd say like a bunch of pictures, and automatically there were pictures I was noticing that intuitively I was motivated to click on, to comment on, and I couldn't leave without actually complimenting that person or connecting, making a connection based on what they said. So when you take that perspective, there are people like me on social media who are doing the same thing. The other reason being is that we've all developed short attention spans. Reason being is that there's so much information out there. There's limited time. I've got like 4 or 5 pages open, and then I've also got my phone beside me that I'm looking at. The things that would draw you automatically to people is something, an image which speaks something, a video which speaks something. Even when the video is turned off, you could actually be listening to the video and be walking around without actually watching it, but it's also what the person is saying. Not so much about the technical factors, because I know there's a lot of people who get stuck on the technical factors, and for it to become perfect, 100% perfect, but there's no such thing as perfection. I understand the aesthetics to it, because like social media, if you are a creative entrepreneur like I am, and a lot of people who are building their brands online, it's about how you present that information in terms of your portfolio or your media kit, in terms of building business relationships, and through learning different varieties of techniques about managing your social media portfolio, you do pick up a lot of creative techniques such as photo editing, layout format. All these things that I didn't even know before are things that I automatically do, and you become obsessed over it. Now, there's differences that I want to highlight. The differences are, it's about your intention. So let me go to where I wrote down a few questions. What is your purpose and your intention for posting online? I'll be honest, there's some pictures that I'll look at and I'm not connected with. And there's going to be numerous other pictures you may feel the same way as well. You might not be connected with, you might not get it, you might not understand it. So the questions that I was writing down is, what is your life vision and your life purpose? What are you truly connected with in terms of your passion? Beyond quotes, because I see a lot of people posting quotes, but then I don't see what is the personality behind it and what is their motivating factor. So what sort of life challenges, lessons have you overcome which have empowered you to grow through your personal experiences, whether it be professional or personal? Then thinking about your brand, what sort of colors represent you and why? What is the significance behind the reason that you have chosen them? And if you haven't chosen any colors, why have you not chosen any colors? It's not like a judgment or anything like that, but always remember that people are very visual, and they'll connect and they'll remember certain things as well. And when you're posting on social media, are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it in order to feel some form of internal fulfillment? So that internal fulfillment is, for instance, if you're feeling low, and if you post a picture, it lifts up your mood, or you feel some sense of fulfillment because somebody has said, oh, your picture looks nice, or you look beautiful, or you look cute in that outfit. And what happens when people don't comment or say anything or engage with your post? How do you feel then? Do you feel deflated? The reason why I'm asking this is that when you set your intention out there, it's about also the expectation that you're hoping to gain. Now, if you're continuously looking for some form of validation and fulfillment personally, the likelihood is that it will become more challenging to sustain in the long term or even short term. The reason why is that you can potentially start to feel like you're doing something wrong, or that you might not be aesthetically pleasing or beautiful, but that might be just way off, completely way off, because it all depends on your intention and your purpose. Okay, so most people, I won't say most people because I don't know the figures, but in my community, it's creative entrepreneurs. It's about helping others. That is the first intention, rather than seeking or gaining benefits instantaneously, if that's making any sense. It's more about when you post pictures, it's about connecting. The message resonates with what you're posting as your picture. So when I post my picture, it's more about when you see my face, it's something that you will start to connect with me as an individual, as a person. You get to understand a little bit more about my background, my personality, also my life lessons, the challenges that I've overcome. And it's also about building some form of like friendship, connection authentically. Okay, this is all prior to anything. I'm not there to continuously ask for something, like, or if I go and like your post, or if I follow you, then I'll send you a message to ask you, why didn't you follow me? Why didn't you like my post? That is not my that is not my intention. It's about more adding value, connecting authentically with people who are within my social network and other people I haven't met before. And obviously, there's nothing wrong about sales, but it's about focusing on the 80%, which is about you, your brand personality. The 20% is about what is it that you have created, or a product that is going to benefit somebody else. There's nothing wrong with introducing something, a product that can benefit somebody else. But if it's all focused on sell, and people are not seeing who you are as a brand personality, what you stand for, what your core values are, it becomes more difficult to connect with people. Then it also becomes exhausting if you are continuously sending messages to people, inboxing them. It may also leave you feeling unfulfilled, because when you are posting and you're connecting with people, the likelihood is that over time you will organically and authentically connect with people who feel motivated themselves, because people nowadays are savvy, they're smart, they know what they want, they know the choices, they know what's available. It just takes time for them to make a decision as well. So all you're doing all along is connecting based on your personality with like minds. And I think where I'll end it off is I've lost my train of thought. So I've talked about not selling 100% of the time, focusing on the 20%, and 80% is more about your personality. So yes, there we go. So the focus is about, because when I started off by writing about what motivates you to connect with TV personalities, celebrities, actors, and TV presenters. If you didn't see their faces and you just heard their voices, or if you just saw their text online on social media, would you have connected or resonated with them as you do now? Okay, so there's something about them selling their personality, whether they do it intentionally or unintentionally. It happens automatically because you are sold on something. You're sold in terms of how they've presented themselves to you, in terms of their personality, because personality and the core values do also matter. Because if it was somebody who didn't align with your core values, the likelihood is that you wouldn't buy into them as a person. Okay, so this is how you will automatically be able to then potentially sell your products, your services, without that much effort, in terms of having to inbox a million people without getting any responses, because that's been done and it's over with. It's more working on presenting yourself. If you have felt as though you have been hiding, and if you feel like, if you post your pictures online, it may look like you're boasting. Nowadays, it's not about that. It's more about your intentions, who you're looking to connect with, and also how you're looking to help people. And people will buy into that in terms of if you've got something that is generally going to help, they want to know you. They want to know the type of person you are. They want to know your values and what you have to contribute in terms of solving the problem and the solution you have to offer. So I'll leave it here for now, and I'd love to hear your views. Bye for me for now.